What's up? It's Marco Sage of Soccer in Australia. Just beat Denmark 1-0 to qualify for the knockout round of the World Cup. And just a great performance by the Australians. Like, man, this Aussie team, I predicted them to be bottom of the group, I think. Man, I think I said bottom five team at the World Cup, talent wise. And honestly, I still might believe that, but this team just did such a good job getting the result against Tunisia, beating Denmark, and just an overall great performance. It was a really defensive game, but they knew what they had to do and they went out and did it. And the second Tunisia got that goal, they started to open up a little bit, and Lecky had just an amazing job. He burned Christensen, who's a Champions League winning center back, and did a great job, got them the goal, and man, just a really good performance. Suter and Rawls especially really good at the center back work. Man, just a hardworking team altogether. Like Duke was running just so hard. Moy was doing a good job, and overall, just a really committed team. And this is a huge win for Australia. I think it's been somewhat well publicized. I've said it before. Like their just soccer program's been going downhill for a while now, and even though this wasn't the prettiest, and I still believe they're not that talented of a group, just how they performed, I think sets them up great for the future. Because, people are going to see this. This is going to be a big deal in that country, and there's going to be a lot of people picking up the sport, and we could see Australia just, this win, this just World Cup campaign, from beating Peru on penalties, honestly getting the goal against France, and then beating Tunisia, beating Denmark, all of that's going to be huge for Australia, and I think this is a result that means a lot for this country, and we could see Australia back here again and again, and they might be getting better. They might get back to the level they were at in, 2006, with a Tim Cahill, Viduka, Koa, Schwarzer in goal, though Matt Ryan's not that far off of him. But just a really good performance there. For Denmark, this was bad, a bad World Cup, and just they didn't have it in them. I think that I will start with the positive. I think Eriksson was trying his best. It wasn't the best performance by him, but he was really pushing for a goal. And I think Maul at left back was really giving it his all. He was making some good chances. I don't even think that's his best position, playing at left back. So I think that he was playing really well. But man, aside from that, Christensen just got burned for the goal. Leeds is Christensen. He's more of a defensive guy, so I understand putting on Bob, but not the best there. I didn't think any of their winger options were doing well. Slavolson, not as best. Even when Damsgaard came on, not a good performance there. Then their forwards, Breathwaite did not look like he was going to score. He had some good combination play, but that wasn't enough. Dahlberg, man, he had so much promise when he was at Ajax, but yeah, he's just kind of another guy there. Cornelius, he's just a physical guy. He's not really that much of a soccer player, really. Honestly, I'm a fan of him just because, I like the guy. Would Poulsen have done anything? Just put him on. He's not a great player, definitely not a goal scorer, but I think he could have helped a bit. Obviously not much. He's barely played for Leipzig this year, but man, nobody else was doing anything. So just really disappointing from Denmark. We saw the run that they went on last Euro, but I think that was a lot of them just having the motivation and having the togetherness that this Australia team had. And when you're not scoring goals, you can't get any wins. So, Denmark, I like their squad. I think I had them in my preview, I said that France was more likely to go through. I think in my predictions, I said Denmark had a good chance of winning the group, but man, just really disappointing. And I said before, I thought that Tunisia and Australia were two of the bottom five teams at this World Cup, and they came in last in this group. So questions have to be asked. Their manager's definitely going to change. Probably they should be able to recover. They're not going to get another Schmeichel in goal. I think he's towards the end of his career. Christensen, Anderson, my Crystal Palace guy, they'll stick around. They'll probably get better by the next Euro. And I like Rasmus Christensen, Ba, like they'll probably left back might be a bit of an issue still. Hoybier's still going to be there. Like Ericsson, he's kind of adjusted to aging pretty well. Like, and their attack is still pretty young, so I don't think it's over for Denmark or anything. But man, I thought they had a real chance of doing something at this tournament, but disappointing there. For the rest of the group, Tunisia, they put up a great fight, but I honestly probably would have preferred them getting in over Australia. But yeah, just wasn't enough. That Australia loss just hurt them too much. France, they kind of rolled over for them. I didn't see that game. I was obviously watching the Australia one, but like I get it. They knew they were going to win the group, so why try? But man, did you really have to play Mandanda? Like, at least give Lloris the game. But I don't know. He's been like a servant for them for a while. So if you want to get him in the World Cup, like I get it. But that was a more sentimental game than anything. Like, honestly, stick Giroud up top. Have him break the goal scoring record. Like, I don't know. They did great. They're looking really good for the knockout round. We'll have to see where Argentina, Poland, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, like how that plays out next. Because I think if Australia or Poland win the group, they're going to be very excited heading into that Australia game. I think that France, they are beatable, but they're still a great team. So Australia, like, obviously, they're still going to be the underdogs, unless they face, like, maybe Saudi Arabia. I feel like they'd still be the underdogs against Saudi Arabia. But any team they face, they're probably going to be the underdogs. France, if they get Argentina, that's going to be a really good game. But I think they should be able to beat Poland or Mexico or Saudi Arabia. So, it's going to be really fun. It's a good group. We got a couple of big upsets. And Australia, I think this one is going to do great for their nation. And yeah, that's all I'll talk about right now. See you.